Well, this is it. This is the fourth step in this four-step system of how to make 2026 the best year of your life and every year the best year of your life. Okay, once you understand this four-step system, you live by it, you embody it, you express it every day of your life. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. Period. This last step really brings it all home. Now, I understand that in the last video, I had a booger on my lip in the beginning, okay? I don't care. What do I care? Okay? Most people, that was actually the perfect introduction for the last video on who you must be. I'm so secure with myself. I don't care. I saw it when I went to edit the video. I got a big old booger or whatever it was on my lip. And I'm like, what the hell is that? You know, I move right on. How many people got to start the video all the way over? You know, they're so insecure about, oh my gosh, I need to have it perfect. I saw that and I'm like, I don't fucking care. Who cares? You know? So anyways though, in this video, we're going to bring it home to what do you have to start doing? What do you have to start? And what must you stop doing in order to become your ideal character? Because that's what it's really about. Like I mentioned in the last video, this guy right here, from my experience, I would say, again, I like to use the Pareto principle on most everything. You know, 80% of your success comes from 20% of your habits. 80% of the success in a company comes from 20% of the employees. 80% of the sales come from 20% of the salesmen. Okay, same here. 80% of one percenters that I've met decamillionaires, hectamillionaires, billionaires that still suffer from an inferiority complex. In fact, that's why they've created the success that they've had. They've used brute sheer force to create massive material success, but they're empty inside. They're not happy. Their kids don't even like them. They don't have real, true, genuine love in their life or in their own hearts. So they really haven't won the game. I'd rather have my cake and eat it too, is what I'd really rather have. But ultimately, this game, it's not an outside-in game. It is an inside-out game. And I hope through this video series and my other video series like The Game of Life, I hope that I have clearly and simply conveyed the idea that this is an inside-out game. And that through all of this, it's really about transforming who you are as a man or woman if you're watching this. But I'm sure that I offend most women. So, I'm just super attractive. But anyways, that's what it's all about. Your reality is a mirror reflection of who you are inside. Full stop. Everything you want to create in your life, it is a carrot that you dangle in front of yourself to stimulate you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to change who you are being. Period. In this lesson, it's all about what you must start doing. If you ain't going to the gym, if you're 40 years old and you can't do 25 push-ups in a row with great form, you're losing the game of health. If you're over 20% BMI and you're over the age of 40, you are losing the game of health. If you are over the age of 40 and you ain't got $10,000 in cash in your house, and you ain't got $1 million, in my opinion, at 40, you are losing the game big time. If you don't have a firm grasp, control over your finances at the age of 40, you're in big trouble. Big trouble. If your relationships are suffering, if you're still holding resentment, blame, shame, guilt, any of that shit towards your mommy and daddy, and you're projecting it onto your wife, and now your wife doesn't want to put out because you're not a man, you're not an attractive, charismatic, confident, courageous man, you're losing the game. So you need to take a good hard look at your life, your daily habits, your daily actions, and you need to make some changes, bud. Period. Now understand that in this game of life that we're all playing, we all get 24 hours per day. All of us get a fresh start whenever it is that we wake up. From 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., 24 hours a day. That is what puts us all on an even playing field. What separates the 1% from the 99% and then the 0.1% from the 1% is what you do with those 24 hours. Okay? So, what do you need to start doing? But more importantly, what do you need to stop doing? Because your bad habits are taking you away. They're like an anchor dragging you down, whereas your good habits are like the sails pushing you forward. I don't care how many sails you got pushing you forward. If you got these big, heavy anchors holding you down, you ain't going anywhere. So, you got 24 hours a day. Now, you need to ask yourself and look at your life, what are you doing every day in the area of health, in the area of wealth, in the area of relationships, okay, in the area of spirituality, okay, purpose, passion, fulfillment, okay? What are you doing that's taking you in the direction of your vision, and conversely, what are you doing that's taking you away? Example, I'll use myself. Earlier this year, I was smoking weed. I was drinking at least 3 times a week. I was popping Adderall every day, 7 days a week. Okay? Those are 3 heavy ass anchors. Because I believe that your physical health greatly contributes to every other area of your life. If you're low energy, you can't make it up a flight of stairs, you're feeling like shit, your confidence is gone because you're overweight, you're not going to have the same energy, the same confidence, the same charisma to go out there and make money, close deals, as someone who's kicking ass and taking names. So, I had to eliminate. I had to create an elimination plan. Now here's the thing. Rather than focusing on not doing something, I was focused more on what do I need to start doing. Because when you focus on building new, positive, empowering habits, and you're committed to those, even if it's one small consistent step per day. Like I started out doing 10 push-ups a day. I could only do 10 at the beginning of the year. 10 push-ups. That was my max. I'm now at 35. Perfect form. I've watched videos on gymnasts, how because they have the best chest, men, how to put your hands. But in the beginning of the year, I could only do 10. And I was only doing them every other day. But what I was doing is I was going on a walk, a 3-mile walk every single morning. Every morning. So I was taking positive action, and I was also making videos. I was compounding it, and I was focused on what is my goal, what is my target, knowing that I would eliminate my bad habits over time. And then guess what? Is I was able to easily eliminate those habits and completely shift my identity through a very, very powerful 3-step plan: accountability, leverage, and support. I stopped cold turkey. 20 years I was smoking weed. Smoking, a half an ounce a day, pens, at least 100 milligrams of edibles every day. Done. Cold turkey. One day. One day. Because of those 3 things: accountability, leverage, and support. Same with Adderall. Completely quit cold turkey because of those 3 things again. But it's only as I built momentum in those practices. I was consistent. I was logging it down, keeping a scoreboard, tracking myself. Boom, I'd do push-ups, and then I would, every other day, and then I would try to beat my max. Boom, I hit 10, I'm trying to hit 15 today. If I can only hit 13 before I couldn't do anymore, no big deal, man. Good job, man. Boom, you beat it. Put it up on the scoreboard, man. Personal best. Now, boom, 35 in less than a year. And I've completely eliminated those other things that have just skyrocketed my energy. Skyrocketed my energy. As far as my wealth goes, I'm very wealth focused. But again, there's other things, especially in my mind, what I was talking about in the last video, about being cynical. I have people reach out to me and it's like God is bringing a silver platter to my front door. I'm like, nah, that won't work. I stopped doing that. Boom, I got one investment this year. I put in $1,000 and boom, it turned into almost $30,000 in less than a month. I got in pre-launch of a crypto project. I wouldn't have done that had I not worked on that inner programming. So that was big for me as far as wealth goes. Also, as far as wealth goes, I've been working on building my personal credit, building my business credit. I've got a plan with that type of stuff. Okay, I don't have a ton of bad habits with wealth other than, we spend a lot of money. I'm going on vacations and things of that nature. Okay, relationships. If you're in a relationship, if you're married especially, man, what are you doing every single day to make sure that your wife feels loved, feels like she's got the fucking man? If I were married, that'd be my intention. I want her to always think that she won the fucking prize of life. She got the best man ever. I believe that the reason why men get cheated on and conversely women get cheated on is because they become unattractive or unattracted, and conversely, they become unattracted and unattractive to their partner. Period. If your wife always felt that you made her feel sexy, wanted, loved, supported, validated, she'd be giving it to you all the time. She'd be feeling sexy. You could do what you want. It's a practice, just like going to the gym, just like taking care of your finances. But hey, when you start harboring resentments, you think she's nagging at you, yeah, it's because you still act like a kid. You know, they talk about, oh, guys need boys' nights. My parents have been married for 43 years. I've never seen my dad really go out on boys' nights. Maybe a couple times when I was a kid, but never. And especially now, my dad doesn't have any friends. His family are his friends. I go golfing with him. My nephews go golfing with him and hang out with him. He hangs out with the grandkids. He doesn't have boys' nights. So he can go out and get fucked up and try to get bitches and maybe cheat on his wife and, you know, go to strip clubs and stuff like that. Nah. To me, that's what immature boys do. Also, what's your relationship like with your family, with your parents especially? Even if they're not around anymore, do you have any blame, any resentment, any anger toward them? Especially if perhaps one of them was absent when you were a child? I don't know. That's something you need to work on, start doing, start healing that stuff, taking action towards that every day, making new friends. So for me, I've got to be more social. I spend a lot of time alone. I love being alone. But I need to go out and be more social. Okay? Or I've got to throw parties so that they're coming to me. But that's relationships. Spirituality, whatever that means for you. For me, it means gaining spiritual power, spiritual strength, fortitude, righteousness, virtue. However you do that. You know, in my favorite book, The Science of Getting Rich, it talks about that you pray without ceasing. To me, I'm praying right now. As I make these videos, I'm connected. I'm channeling God's word through me because I live this stuff. I'm always in a state of gratitude. Last night, I was writing up a post for the school community. Man, I was overwhelmed with love for myself. I was so proud of myself for how far I came. I was crying. I was so overwhelmed with what people would call the spirit. But for me, it was just self-love. I'm so proud of myself for how far I've come. Boom, I was connected right to the source. I was seeing that reflection in those pictures from 10 plus years ago, thinking, man, good job, Gary. I am so dang proud of you. And thank you, Big Gare, Big G, whatever you want to call it. That to me is spirituality, is gaining spiritual power. That's what I want. I want more spiritual power. And you get that through practicing gratitude, generosity, compassion, empathy, love, enlightenment. These are all practiced. Love is a practice. It's not something that you can just rest on your laurels and think it's going to stick around forever. They're practiced. Love is an action. It is a verb. Wealth is a verb. It's an action. You have to build wealth. The act of gaining wealth is an action. Health, these are all actions that you must take, but you also must be aware enough, we talked about that in the last video, aware enough to what are your bad habits as far as spirituality goes. Do you gossip? Do you envy? Are you prideful? Are you a know-it-all? Whatever it is, I don't know. You have to look inside and say, these are my bad habits. That's what this lesson's all about. What are your bad habits? And then you need to focus on creating new, good, empowering, positive habits that simply override them. It's not about eliminating these. You will eliminate these once you're no longer attracted to them. Once you step into the new reality of the new character, you will not even be attracted to them anymore. Like with the weed and the Adderall and the sex and jerking off and all those things that I'm going through, I'm stepping into a new reality I'm not even thinking about those anymore because they don't resonate anymore. Truly. That's why I'm able to instantly stop. Because I made a commitment to someone that I respect. My word means everything to me. My honor means everything. My character means everything to me. And I don't want to be a bitch. I can't be making these videos and then be a hypocrite or being a bitch, you know? So I have to follow through on my word. So when I tell my man, hey man, I'm not going to smoke weed for 12 weeks. And if I do, I'm going to check in with you every Monday. I'm going to send you a text and let you know week 1 I haven't smoked weed. If I don't text you or if I smoke weed, I got to pay you $1,000. He's like, you got yourself a deal. I didn't, as soon as I made that commitment, I was done. I stepped into a new reality. That was no longer part of my reality. So by 12 weeks, my life, I'd already gained the blessings. I'd gained gifts from making that decision that I would not go back anymore. I would not even go back. And I've never been tempted, honestly. I have been tempted a couple times with the Adderall, but it's fleeting. It sneaks in for a moment like a little gremlin. And then I'm just like, oh, dude, I ain't doing that. Okay? But that's what it's about. It's not about trying to fight things. This world is not a world of assertion. It's a world of attraction. You'll no longer be attracted to those things anymore when you step into a new character. The reason why you're attracted to those things is because they resonate with the character that you're portraying in your game, in your reality. Once you step into a new character, those things no longer resonate. So there's not even a temptation. The reason why people falter and revert back is because they haven't changed their character. They haven't made a firm commitment to go from loser to successful. It's just one step over. And then every day reinforcing it by creating a new schedule. Because we all live by a 24-hour schedule. Okay, I'm on day, what is it? What's today? 16? 16. I'm on 17 days, no jerking it. So semen retention, no fat, call it whatever you want. Okay? My window of weakness was first thing in the morning. So what did I do? I completely transformed my morning ritual, where now I created my own custom hypnosis track that I put in first thing in the morning. I got my blackout mask and my headphones right on my bedstand. As soon as I wake up, in fact, I set my alarm. My alarms are my incantations. They start at 3:33 a.m. 3:33, 5:55, 6 o'clock, 7:10. So I'm hearing my own voice. My principles, 15 minutes long. My vision statement, like 20 minutes long. Going off while I'm asleep, then as I'm coming to. So then boom, it just reminds, I stepped into a new reality. Where now in 17 days in the morning, I haven't even thought about jerking it. Haven't even thought about it, honestly. Because I created a radical shift. I haven't had to do the accountability, the leverage, and the support. While I don't think it would be a bad idea to do that, but these videos have helped me even with that. But anyways, okay? So again, you got to look at your own life. And what are the habits that are holding you back? Because again, it's very fine. Like we live in a world today where, jerking it, porn, promiscuity, gluttony, it's celebrated. It's open. You've got to be willing to cut those things off to go from here to here. You got to really fine tune the machine. And only you know how your life operates. Man, when I'm starting my day first thing in the morning by doing the deed, I don't feel good about myself. Even if it's a moment of shame, a moment of something in me tells me I know that's not my highest self. And now conversely, 17 days in, I'm fucking on top of the world. Okay, last one. Purpose, passion, fulfillment. Now, this is obviously being charitable. If you like going out and serving the community, this to me is my purpose. I am serving the community. I'm building a community and I'm serving other men of like mind. If you don't resonate with my narrative, my information, you're wasting your time. Okay? Because I already know a lot of guys resonate with this stuff, so I'm making it for them. I'm doing my purpose. Passion. I love music. I love playing the guitar. I love singing. I love playing the piano. I just recently found recording these hypnosis tracks and doing binaural beats and stuff like that. Love that stuff. That's a passion. I love playing golf. Love playing golf. I didn't play sports growing up. Remember, I'm a high school dropout. I was a gang member. I wasn't playing sports. I was humping chicks, getting in fights. Okay? And then last one, fulfillment. What fulfills you? These things are all kind of symbiotic. What fulfills you? What fulfills me most probably is hanging out with my family, hanging out with my son, going doing things with him. We spend a lot of time together. You know, he has a Lego YouTube channel. Well, not Legos, but that's one, you know, of his playlists, one thing we do together. And it's like a podcast. We actually build Legos right here in my office. We record them. We actually do them live stream. Man, we have a lot of fun. It fills me up with so much joy to be able to spend that sort of quality time with him when he's 10 years old. Man, I can't wait to look back on them. Very fulfilling, very fulfilling. Okay, so look at your own life. This game is a game of personal inventory, personal accountability. You're playing the game by yourself. Okay, I'm here to offer you structure and systems and tools and workbooks and games and shit like that to help you along the way. But ultimately, you have to take every step alone. And you will get out of it what you put into it. Full stop. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. Conversely, little in, little out. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to create a schedule. Okay, this stuff, it may seem elementary because it is. You know, nothing new under the sun. Create a schedule. I have a schedule in the school community. It's in our workbook. Breaks it down to hourly. Just get organized with your life. Schedule time for your health. If you have to wake up early, if you have to stay up late, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want these things? Planning a date night. Your wife wants to be pursued. Planning a date night, surprising her, and then you get a blowjob in the car. Come on, man. When was the last time you got a blowy in the car? Me, over the summer. It was hot. So hot. Dang, man. Wish I was still seeing her. Okay? But anyways, when you put in effort, you get back out of it. And you get spontaneous surprises like a blowy in the car, man. It's fucking sick. Okay? Schedule. So schedule, definitely. Now, once you start practicing these things and you start taking action, you start eliminating out of frame, okay? Then you're going to start building momentum. Oh my Lord, okay? Momentum, that's the name of the game. It's when you're in the flow of energy. You're in a flow of energy, okay? And that is what you want to get into, okay? This can have, again, it's dependent on you. Intention, why, the energy you put into it is how long it's going to take for you to get into momentum. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to cut out so you have even more time, so you're not distracted, nothing takes away. I have no distractions. Well, I shouldn't say none, I have very little. I have very few friends right now in my life, so I'm not going out to eat. I'm never going out to lunch. I don't go out to eat. I'm making my food at home because I'm trying to get sub 10% body fat. I have goals. I have a plan. I don't have time for surface level conversations or I don't have time to waste. Period. I'm in momentum. Period. Okay? Once you get into this, then things really start to shift. Because momentum creates energy, attraction, magnetism. What you want starts to come to you. At first, just like a big heavy ball, it's hard to get going. If you're 40 years old and you can't do 10 push-ups, that's like pushing a heavy ball. If you can't, most 40-year-old men can't do one full range of motion pull-up. I've got Olympic bars in my garage, full range pull-up. Most 40-year-old men can't even do one. So you need to start with one. You need to gain momentum. And you gain momentum through consistency. Then once you're in the flow, you'll know it, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. Okay? Now, there are, throughout this whole entire system, okay, it seems very simple on the chalkboard, right? Simple. It's a 4-part system. What do you want? Why do you want it? Who do you need to become? What do you need to start doing and stop doing? Simple. 4 steps. Let me tell you, it is hard. It is a lifetime effort of ups and downs. Things are going to happen. Challenges are going to arise. And it's all about what's going on in your mind. That's going to determine how you handle those things. And are they going to take you off your purpose, off of your path? Or are they going to teach you something valuable to empower you so that you can actually gain energy on the path? Now let me teach you. I alluded to it to you. It is one of the most powerful strategies that I've used to eliminate bad habits, and that is the 3-part system of accountability, leverage, and support. Those 3 components will help you radically transform your entire life, completely eliminate any bad habit that you may have. Now, let me give you a caveat. This is not going to work for you if you do not have the rest of the components that I've shared with you leading up to this point. If you don't know exactly what you want, if you're not crystal clear on the life that you are committed to creating, if you don't know why you want to create it, if you're not emotionally invested in it, if you don't want it so damn bad that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it, and if you're not willing to completely change who you are, meaning stop hanging out with your family on the weekends, stop going and watch football and having beer with the boys, if you're not willing to do those things, shut off the video right now. Because the chances of you reverting back to your old life and getting the results that you've been getting, you got a much better probability of that happening than of you 10xing, 100xing, 1000xing your life. Period. Okay? I have nothing to gain by lying to you. I don't have a horse in your race. But I've been teaching this for a long time. Most people don't even get past step 1. Most people don't even know what they want, let alone why they want it, let alone emotionally investing in it, committing to it 100%, being will. If you get past this part, kudos to you. But this part, because again, your habits are a reflection of your mind. The reason why people smoke, whether it's cigarettes or weed, eat too much junk food, watch porn, jerk off, meaningless sex, drink alcohol, scroll, donuts, French fries, whatever it is, your bad habits are simply an expression. Your body expresses itself to cope with whatever's going on inside there. You feel an emotion and you know, I can go smoke, I can go drink, I can go sleep around, I can go do all this stuff because I'll get temporary relief from the feeling I feel inside. Period. Again, you just gotta step into a new reality. You gotta change who you are. So let me break down how these work. Number one, accountability. You've got to reach out to people that you respect, that you look up to, that you value their opinion. And you've got to show them your plan. That's why I said you got to have all this done first before this 3 steps is going to work out for you. You're going to go to them and you got to tell them, hey, I've got these goals that I'm committed to accomplishing. Let me show them to you. Let me show you my plan. Now I've got these habits that I know are holding me back. I smoke too much weed. I'm drinking too much. I'm sleeping around. This, that, or the other. Again, you got to be open. You got to be transparent. You got to be vulnerable. Remember, these people especially, they want to see you win. That's why you've got to go to people who you respect, you look up to. They can be mentors of some kind. They are going to be your accountability and your support system. And you ask them, will you please support me by holding me accountable? Okay? I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm not going to drink for 12 weeks. Because that's the thing about momentum too. You want to break things up into 12-week cycles. That's why businesses look at 4 quarters. A quarter is 12 to 13 weeks. Break your life up into 12-week cycles. Because your life can completely transform in 12 weeks. So you go to your accountability / support system and you say, I'm going to quit smoking weed. I'm going to quit popping Adderalls. I'm going to quit jerking off. I'm going to quit watching porn. I'm going to quit doing this, that, or the other. And they say, okay, I got your back. And you go, okay, now here's the next step. The leverage. Now this is what holds your ass to the fire. Because you will be tempted. You will be tempted unless you are very clear. The clearer you can get, the more committed you are. The more committed you are, the more easy it is for you to make a quantum shift. That's what I did. I made a quantum shift. I'm done. I'm done. I've been on this road for long enough. I've been on and off again too many times. I'm done. I want to live my dream life, and I know that staying in this character is never going to get me there. I have to step into a new reality. I have to step into a new character. So you go to them and you get leverage on yourself. You tell them, hey, I'm going to give you, it has to be a large amount of money if you use money. It has to be an amount of money that would really hurt you. You've got to feel the pain. So whenever you think about, if you were even tempted to drink, to smoke, to jerk it, to whatever it is, I don't know, whatever you're committing to, okay, you've got to, man, if I do that, I'm going to have to pay the piper, and that's going to really hurt. And then that leverage keeps you on track. And then with the accountability, you're going to check in with them every single Monday. Just by text. Just by text. And the more accountable you can be, the better. Truly the better. So if you've got to tell them, hey, I'm gonna drug test, because maybe you've given people your word before and you've gone back on your word. So they're like, oh, here we go again. Now this time I'm serious. I'll drug test every week. I'll do whatever it takes. You know, you can check my browser history. I don't know. You've got to make it so hard for you to go back on your word. Because that's what oftentimes people do without accountability and support and leverage. They lie to themselves. Oh yeah, I'm going to quit drinking. Yeah, that's my New Year's resolution. I'm going to quit drinking. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit eating junk food. I'm going to quit doing all these things. Nah, dude, as soon as you feel anxiety, it's a knee-jerk reaction. You're going to drink some beer, or you're going to smoke some weed, or you're going to jerk it. It's a pattern you've created. What we're doing is we're reprogramming these patterns, and we're installing new, powerful, positive habits, patterns, programs into the subconscious mind. Because if you ain't winning at big time, if you're 99%, if you drink alcohol 3 times or more a week, if you're smoking weed, if you're jerking it, if you're sleeping around, whatever it is that's detrimental to your energy, it's degenerative in nature, you are losing. Especially if you ain't kicking ass in those 5 areas and you're still doing those bad habits, you are losing. So what we're doing is we have to reprogram, recreate an entirely new character. And we're doing that by getting leverage on the old character so we can focus on those new things. Period. Now, when it comes to the new things, you're not going to go to the gym and start bench pressing a Buick day 1. Okay, if you haven't been to the gym for a while, you don't even need a gym membership. You need to just work out at home. That's why in our school community, you have to record yourself on video, doing push-ups, doing squats, going on a walk. It's not strenuous stuff in the beginning, especially if you're way out of shape. Because the pain of recovery, you ain't even getting out of bed. You know, you're doing, I'm going to do my PR like I'm Ed Bundy, you know. Nah, and then you can't walk for a week. You ain't doing that again. You're done. You're off the horse. You're back there smoking cigarettes and eating foot-long Costco hot dogs again, you know. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to completely change realities. Trying to change realities by changing our personality, our character. That's what this has all been about. You have an inner world. That inner world is reflected back to you in your reality, and it shows up as your results. Your physical body is a result of what you put into it and what you thought about it. Your finances, everything. It's all a reflection. It's all a reflection. And at the end of the day, just like everything in this universe, it can be broken down into the simplest systems, just like that one right there. It's a very simple 4-part system. Very simple on paper or on a chalkboard, but man, is it hard. That's why so few people ever get to the higher levels. That's why so few people even get to the 1%. Because most people aren't willing to do whatever it takes. Most people just want to get lucky. Just want to slip and fall and get rich. Think it'll all be better. But it's not. That's why studies have shown that people who win the lottery are oftentimes much worse off in a very short period of time. They're out of money and their life sucks after the fact because their characters suck to begin with. So you've got to change the inner world if your outer world's going to permanently change. And so that's what I'm here to help you with. I've been playing this game for a long time. I'm not the best, because I don't think there is such thing as the best, but I think I understand this stuff pretty good, and I believe I can help you get whatever you want in life. So, if you are someone, if you're a man, again, I say this on every video, if you're a man who wants to take his life to the next level, if you want to reach your full potential and to really see what life can be like for you, because it is your birthright. You can have whatever it is that you want in this life, period. You just got to be willing to go out and get it. That's it. That's the price you got to pay. And if you're willing to pay the price, then I can show you how to get there. Revolutionary. No one's doing what we're doing, period. I guarantee it. So if you're interested, check out the link in the bio. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.